Hello, everybody. And I had cataract surgery. I just celebrated a birthday. My left eye first was the worst eye, and my right eye second. And I'm still taking drops, and I may not be able to see the lyrics of the songs coming up. But if you ever have to have a cataract surgery, go to Dr. Oker. He's a wonderful guy, and I didn't even feel a thing. I didn't feel a thing. And also, Wiley Ramey is going to be a co-host. 53 years in the broadcast business, and I started out in Topeka, Kansas, at KJAY. And I was walking down the street one day, and I saw this kind of a pudgy fellow, and I walked by, and it was blowing snow, and we both stopped, and we turned around, and it was Bob Steffen, and he was the president of the senior class, and he was also the Attorney General, the Attorney General of Kansas. That made me feel pretty small. Okay, and then we get to the interviews. My favorite interview was Stuart Granger. I interviewed Gene Kelly, Marvin Miller, Elsa Lanchester, some guy that passed himself off as Johnny Wasmiller's son. He didn't look like him. Who else? John Gary. He thought my wife looked like an actress, which she didn't. And so on and so forth. Meant to mention it. Anyway, Willie Nelson was one of my favorite singers, and he did an album of standards, and one of them was Don't Get Around Much Anymore. So we're going to try that song, and then we'll have the interview with Homestead.
Heard the crowd of the floor, couldn't bear it without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club, got as far as the door. They'd have asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore. Now, darling, I guess my mind's more at ease. But nevertheless, why stir up memories? Been invited on dates, might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, I stir up memories. Been invited on dates, might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore.
Hello, I'm Rick Martel, and today we're going to, a little later on, we'll talk about 53 years in the broadcast business, but right now, something I'm probably heading for home instead. And our guests today are Carol Cook and Tiffany Alcantara.
Yes.
Did I get it right?
My name is correct, yes.
I got that right. All right.
But I'm Carol Rose.
Oh, what I say, Carol Cook?
Yes.
You know what
I can cook.
Well, tell us all about this. Home instead, the caregivers come in and take care of the people. Describe a little bit, and do you train them, first of all? Okay.
Yes, we do provide training for our caregivers. But it all begins with a phone call to our office where somebody hears about us through the community, whether it's a referral source, maybe through the hospital, or someone who knows about our care that we provide already. And we get a phone call and we come out to the home and we do a care consultation.
I see. And the number, by the way, is 773-3744?
That's correct.
Okay. Tiffany, I think I'm almost ready for this. So you train them and they go out and they help the people. Do they sometimes stay all night?
They can. They can stay anywhere from 1 hour to 24 hours, depending on what the family or the client is requesting. It's completely in their control. They request it, we fill that request. And to go back to what you said about the training, the training is, even if someone is experienced, most of the caregivers are experienced, they get book training, so sometimes hands-on training if that's required as well.
When you train these people, though, how long a course is it?
It depends on how quick of a study they are, but
Yeah.
it is. We do have 4 textbooks as well as 12 video series, in addition to, like I had said, the hands-on or one-on-one. So it doesn't ever really stop, but the initial training is 4 textbooks and a one-on-one meeting that's about 3 hours long.
Oh, I see.
So the textbooks take probably about an hour to 2 hours apiece.
I see.
There is also advanced training in Alzheimer's care that we
correct.
also provide.
Oh, I'm heading for that.
And so we have our experienced caregivers,
Yeah.
and then at that point they go into the more higher level of Alzheimer's training, how to
Yes.
provide care for someone in the home who has Alzheimer's and try to enhance their day.
Do you work together with a hospice?
Yes, we do. So
Yeah.
we
They're a
will
wonderful group.
we'll work alongside with them. We might already be in the home when hospice comes on board. Hospice might have just been ordered for a family member, and then someone might call us to assist in their daily care, and that might be bed baths, cooking for the family, changing the beds, all of the things that are involved in caring
Yeah.
for someone who's bedbound.
Do you hire mostly females or males, or does it?
It makes no difference.
Really?
The gender of a person or even the age. Of course, they have to be a hireable age of
Yeah.
18 to 21, depending on which area you're
Yeah.
in. Ours is 21, but we've also had caregivers as old as 83. So
Really?
age and gender is not an issue.
It's just, yeah. And we would like to see more gentlemen come in and apply for jobs because we get people like, to see a male face sometimes.
Yeah.
They like to see a woman's face. So, but I would say the average is a woman who walks in the door and applies.
Right.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
There's one here and there's one in Santa Barbara,
Yes.
home instead. And you are the owners. I should admit.
Internationally.
Yeah, internationally. And do you go to seminars to kind of keep up? I know you're going to Nebraska.
Yes.
So what's happening there? Is that?
What's happening there is international convention. It's when home instead from Ireland, home instead from California's, and home insteads from all over the world will be meeting to discuss everything we've learned and things we want to see change in the industry and where Washington is taking it and what's happening and to keep our voice heard and bring back that collective experience to our community.
Well, is home instead a fairly new idea?
Well, the company was at 1994, started
94.
in Omaha. At that time, it seemed to be the beginning of the establishing of home care
Yes.
companies for for senior citizens. However, it isn't strictly for seniors as well. There are some people who may have an injury or an operation who can call for our services as well.
I see.
Which is sometimes it's because you have a broken leg, you can't do all the things that you would normally do, and you might be the only one in your house. So you could call us for services too. And those services are everything from, cooking for them, shopping, light housekeeping, driving
you do
them.
the shopping as well for them?
Or take some of the people, like, let's say Mr. Jones can't drive, but he'd like someone to take his wife and go do the shopping.
Yeah.
We'll take her and get her to her appointments, her hair
Well,
appointments.
that's a wonderful service. It
and
really
things like
is.
that. Yeah.
We do end up developing pretty strong relationships with our clients, so it's very
I
rewarding.
imagine you do. I imagine you do. Let's give them the number. And I want 773-3744.
Yes, that's correct.
And it's in Pismo Beach. I always thought it was in Arroyo Grande.
We do serve Arroyo Grande
Yeah.
in all of San Luis Obispo
Yeah,
County.
all of the county. Can you tell us exactly how to get to your place?
I'm really bad with directions, so I'm going to let Carol do that. I'll
Okay,
get
Carol.
somebody
If you're
lost.
familiar with Pismo Beach,
Yeah.
and I'm going to bring some names up and they might appreciate
right.
it. Coco's Restaurant, if you're sitting in Coco's Restaurant and you look across the freeway, you'll see an office park with some big water reservoirs there. We're in that office complex.
Yeah, I've been by there.
We always ask people to call us and we can help them get to our front door. Sometimes it's down a few steps and a few left turns, but we'll go outside and even call you,
Oh, good.
help you find the front door.
Well, ladies, I think it's a wonderful service, and I'm glad that you're not affiliated with hospice, but I'm glad that you work with them.
We do.
We like to think of them as a partner in the community for seniors.
Yeah.
There was a large senior symposium in San Luis Obispo a few months back where a lot of different groups came together talking about seniors in San Luis Obispo County and what we could all do to enhance our services for them. And it was a great study, and we're glad to be part of that. That's another type of involvement that we have that you kind of touched on earlier in asking that question. But
Well, when you go to Nebraska, you'll probably get some new ideas.
Always.
Really?
Yes.
and they're fighting to help seniors afford home care in their homes.
Good. Okay, ladies, thank you very much for the number one more time. Home Instead is 773-3744. Did I get that right, Tiffany?
You did. Thank you, Rick.
You
Thank
did.
you very much, ladies.
Thank you very much.
The Rick Martel Show, brought to you in part by California Coin and Stamp, 253 Granada Drive, San Luis Obispo. Eagle Collision Repair, a higher standard, 110 Briscoe Road, Arroyo Grande.